Today's Wednesday checkup is going to be all about ASMR. I only recently found out about ASMR a few years ago. But if you don't know what ASMR is now, where have you been? These videos are taking over YouTube. There's this entire community of people who love ASMR videos, get a great response from them, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today. For those of you who may not know about ASMR, who are a little confused by it, let me explain it to you. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. This is basically a tingling sensation that you feel in your scalp that moves its way down into the spine when you hear certain noises that are called triggers. Lip smacking, chewing, a hairbrush being played with, and most commonly you'll find on YouTube, whispering. From its inception, ASMR had a little bit of a weird reputation because most of the videos that were being created were done by women who were showing a lot of skin and being very sexy and sensual, so most people thought it had something to do with that erotic aspect. The new research is actually showing that's a small percentage of people who are actually invested and interested in ASMR. Now, not all people will experience this ASMR sensation or trigger just because they hear those sounds. This happens in a very specific subset of the population, and a lot of the research that's been done to date has been taking a look at what makes those people different and to figure out what physiologic responses they get from feeling ASMR. The concept itself has been around for a really long period of time. Even if you take a look back at Bob Ross, the painting guy, he was practicing ASMR. It just didn't have that name attached to it.
Let's have some fun. You know, if you painted with me before, I like old big trees, but he's a nice tree.
If earlier when I was making those little noises into the microphone, you started feeling a tingling sensation in the back of your neck or your scalp or pretty much anywhere on your body, you're a tinglehead. The phenomenon you may be experiencing is known as synesthesia, where one sense automatically triggers another sense. In one of its most common forms, a person may see a color attributed to a specific letter in the alphabet. And in fact, people can see the entire alphabet and attribute a different color to each letter. It's a really interesting concept.
That really got out of hand fast.
Why is it that a doctor is talking about ASMR? I've been reading a lot of claims that have piqued my curiosity of people saying that ASMR boosts their mental health, reduces their anxiety or depressive symptoms, even them helps them fall asleep when they're suffering from insomnia. So I decided to go take a look and see what research is truly out there and talk about it with you guys. The initial research surrounding ASMR really focused on defining that term, because it's really hard to study something unless you have a consensus on what it is that we're actually studying. What this first peer-reviewed journal article was able to tell us about the ASMR community is that the main reason people listen to ASMR is to relax, and they do so most commonly before bedtime, with whispering being the most common trigger. Now, there were a lot of details in this study, but it truly serves as the foundation understanding as to what ASMR is, why people enjoy it, and where further research can be done. The next peer-reviewed study came out of the Department of Psychology from the University of Winnipeg in Canada. And this was really interesting because they used a functional MRI machine, which is essentially a normal MRI, but it takes a look at cerebral blood flow to see what parts of the brain are being activated when you hear certain things, when you feel certain things. It's been really the foundation of a lot of neuroscience research because it allows us to understand how the brain works. The goal of the researchers was to figure out if there was a difference in the brains of those who experience ASMR from those who don't. There was a difference, both in increased connectivity between certain regions and decreased connectivity between certain other regions. Now, this could have happened between some confounding factors. Maybe those who experience ASMR also share another trait that those who don't experience ASMR have, and that is a possibility that the researchers did entertain. Basically, this study showed that there are some differences between those who are ASMR sensitive and those who are not, but that difference is not so clear at the moment, and further research is definitely warranted. The most exciting research I've come across happened just a few months ago at the University of Sheffield, where they looked at the physiological changes that occurred from those who watched ASMR. That's changes that happen inside your body. So for example, they looked at your heart rate, your skin conduction, which basically allows you to see how you're emotionally reacting to whatever it is you're watching. What did they find? Those who were ASMR sensitive had a decreased heart rate while watching ASMR videos. Now that's really exciting because this is the first ever documented case where we see physiologic changes occur as a result of ASMR viewership. But it's also not incredibly surprising because you're pre-selecting people who are ASMR sensitive, essentially they enjoy ASMR, and you're comparing them to a group of people who aren't ASMR sensitive. Of course, you're gonna have better results for those who enjoy ASMR. Think about a similar comparison would be if you love country music and you listen to country music, it can lower your resting heart rate. If you hate country music and are forced to listen to it, it may even raise your heart rate. This research is very preliminary and it's sort of like a pilot study. And now moving forward, you can create better study designs in order to understand, does this happen for all people? Is this happening as a result of a bias? Or is this a true change that can be used for the medical treatment? Because ultimately, that's what I'm most excited about. Returning back to the health benefits that have been tied to ASMR, I tried to look at research for this, and there are a lot of studies done with anxiety and sleep tied to ASMR, but a lot of them are just self-reported cases where they give surveys to those who enjoy ASMR and see what the results are. Nothing really controlled or double-blinded. Here's my final doctor recommendation on this. If you're watching ASMR videos and you feel like they're giving you a benefit, please keep enjoying them because the risk is pretty much negligible. If you've never seen them before, definitely check them out because it's worth for the curiosity alone. And look, it's totally within the realm of possibility that ASMR can help reduce some anxiety or depressive symptoms or help you fall asleep faster. But no, it's not a cure-all. The last thing that I want is for you to try ASMR and forego your doctor's treatment orders and then have a negative health outcome. Use this to supplement your doctor's advice and even better, have a conversation with your doctor to see what he or she thinks about it. If you want me to do a full ASMR video, smash that like button. We get 50,000 likes, I'm gonna make a medical ASMR video. If you're curious about mental health, Gabby Hanna and I had a raw conversation on the topic right here. So click it, and stay happy and healthy, but click it.